day, everybody. Nikki Brown here. All right, how y'all doing today? Um, I'm just on my way to the post office. Um, I'm still in a lot of pain. My back is hurting today, and my right ankle. Normally, it's my left ankle, but today is my right ankle. I've been doing my best to stay in good spirits, but it's not easy being stuck in the house. It's not easy being in such excruciating pain when you're not used to being in such pain. And it's actually very depressing. But I do my best to make the best of the situation, as always, with anything, because, like I always say, life is just too short to be anything other than happy. And so, whatever makes me happy is what I do my best to do. So, good day, everybody. No matter where you are in the world, I hope you are having a good day. So, like I said, I'm just going to the post office. Have to get a money order for my rent. So, if I didn't have to go out, I wouldn't be going out because, like I said, my back is hurting. I do have my brace on. And of course, I have to keep my cane nearby because if I don't, I could fall because I have lost my balance several times since April 7th, and it's no fun. But again, I'm making the best of the situation. Okay, so what I am doing, I can't. So now that I got that out the way, basically, what I'm doing is putting a little bit of makeup on my face, right? Not anything heavy, just maybe a little light coverage. What you saw me doing was blending in my concealer. I put a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes for my bags and over my eyelids because they are pretty dark. So, and the reason I'm doing this, I normally don't do this. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I am a beautiful woman. And I do attract a lot of men. And so I normally don't put makeup on. But I think that sometimes as women we try to hide. Because we've been hurt so many times. Sometimes we get to that place, for some of us, where we don't even want anyone to look at us. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear anything that you're saying. I'm not interested. And men can perceive that and pick up on that. But what happens is it doesn't deter them because they'll still go after what they want. What happens is you'll just attract men that are less desirable, men that you're less attracted to, men that are emotionally unavailable because at that point you're emotionally unavailable. And so really, if you want a relationship, what you need to do, or one of the things that you need to do, is make sure that you go out the house every day looking pretty. Again, I don't do this because I don't care. And I'm going to say no. I just feel like I'm at a place in my life right now where I still need to do some healing. And so, understanding the law of attraction, you attract who you are and not what you want. And so I just want to become the best version of myself before I even think about a relationship. And when I meet men, I do say, oh, I want a relationship. And then, a lot of them say, oh, well, they don't say it to me. But like I have a relationship group on Facebook and it's like, oh, well, women are just demanding. So it's like, if you tell me what you want, I think you're manipulating me or I think you're being demanding. But to me, those are only for the men who aren't ready, willing, and able, or just don't want a relationship. And so that's their way of being manipulative and trying to get what they want. And if we give it to them, then they'll get it. And I know women have needs and Men do too. And so, if we decide, okay, I'm going to go ahead and maybe have sex with this person, that's a personal preference. But I just advise you have sex with that person without getting emotionally attached, if at all possible. And if you know that you're not one of those people that can have sex with somebody without catching feelings, then that's probably not a good idea for you to do. I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm looking in the mirror to make sure I'm blending good. And so, men want pretty women. Like Kevin Samuels always talk about a high value man. So if you want a high value man, meaning basically a man with some money who's going to take care of you, he's going to protect you, he's going to provide for you, he's going to profess his love for you. If you want that type of man, you have to look pretty for him. Now, some of these high value men are older, and I'm 46, so I would prefer someone older, because the older men usually do know what they want. They're more settled, they're more stable, and some of them are no longer interested in playing games. Of course, there are some who are still in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and beyond who do still play games. However, you can find some good quality men who don't want to play games, who do want someone to add to their life, or to even help take care of them, or just be their companion. There are some men who just want a trophy. You understand? So, yeah, he just wants you to be pretty. Some of them you don't even have to cook or clean up. He has enough money where, if you want to hire a maid, you can do so. So is that the type of man that you want? Do you want that high value man? Or do you just want whatever you feel like you can get? Because that's what Kevin Samuels promotes. If you continue to live the way that you live, have the same mindset that you have, which in their perspective is negative, it's combative, it's just a low vibration, and they don't want it. Not to say that you have to be happy-go-lucky, but you don't have to be, walking around with a mean face. And then too, I know that some, women and men too, I guess, we're so used to being approached that we always have our guard up, and we're so defensive, and we don't like to smile, because we're afraid this guy's gonna say something to him, and we don't want to be bothered. But even though I'm in a place where I'm not necessarily interested in being in a relationship, I still exhibit common courtesy. Hello, how are you? How you doing? And if the guy tries to talk to me, no thank you, I'm not interested, but I'm flattered. You could even say something like, I'm sure you're a great guy, but no thank you, I'm not interested. Or if you feel like you have to lie, say you're in a relationship, married, whatever. Because that's what I do sometimes. I wear this on my left hand when I really don't want to be bothered. Now, that doesn't stop everybody, again, because everybody's different. So some men don't care if you're married. So if they see a ring, they'll still say something to you. But then there are some who won't, because they do respect the sanctity of marriage. And so, it's all about you and your preference. If you want a better selection of men, you have to heal. Most of us have some type of trauma, whether it's childhood trauma from a relationship. I would say that a large majority of people have been molested and or raped at some point in their life. And I know as little boys, at 9, 10, 15, 16, whatever it is, if you had sex with an older woman, oh man, that's cool. Nah, you was molested or raped, my dude. That shit wasn't cool. That was not cool. It's not cool. I'm sorry. It's not. And it affected you. And you need to heal from it. And when you acknowledge that, then you'll find better relationships. Because there's a lot of us walking around, we're broken, and we need to be healed. And until we're healed, we are not going to attract the type of relationship that we want. And that's just the bottom line. Because like I said, law of attraction, we attract who we are and not what we want. So you may be a sweet person and you may find a sweet guy. But again, if you're emotionally unavailable, he's going to be emotionally unavailable. He's not going to commit. And the relationship is probably just not going to go the way that you want to. It may last for months, years. It may be fun. It may be satisfying. But at the end of the day, is what you want a long-term relationship that's headed towards marriage, or do you just want to play around for months or years and just do whatever, just let it flow, as people say. But that go with the flow, that's where you get in trouble, because you have to think logically. That's another thing about us women. We have to think logically. We have to stop thinking so emotionally. So if you're with someone or you're dealing with someone and you're not getting what you want, you need to leave sooner than later. And usually you can determine how a person is within the first 1 to 2 conversations. You know whether or not this person is something that you want to deal with, or if it's something that you just want to play around with. And if you want to just play around with it, just say that. I like you, but I just want to be friends, or I just want to have sex. I know that there's a fear for some people that you won't get what you want at the end of the day, but a whole lot of people gonna give you what you want, bro. You can still get what you want. It's people out here that still give you what you want. They don't mind. So you don't have to, to me, that's so unfair to pursue someone who tells you they're not interested in the same thing you're interested in. You're not equally yoked. So just go your separate ways. Don't be selfish and just, I just want what I want, so I still want to, And then people's feelings get hurt. And at the end of the day, it's going to come back around to you. So when, you have a flood in your house, or, all of a sudden just something tragic happens, that's your karma. Now, some things are meant to teach us a lesson, and sometimes God puts things in place to give us a break or to make us pay attention to something. So there's that. But if you're constantly doing things intentionally to hurt people or to be malicious, it's going to come back to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it's the same day, the next day, or 20 years later. It always comes back around. We reap what we sow, literally. And I mean, I'm not preaching. I'm not trying to be on my soapbox. But again, what I'm saying is, for us women, if you want a good man, or what Kevin Samuels would say, a high-value man, then you have to go out and look pretty. Look, let me jazz it up a second. Give me a second. I'm in slow motion, y'all. So I'm going to take my slow motion over here real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. So yeah, whatever you focus on grows. So, I'm sorry. Whatever you focus on grows. So if you focus on being hurt, if you focus on the past experiences you had that were very unfavorable and didn't work out for you, you're going to continue to manifest more of the same. But if you focus on your healing and you focus on your pretty, and when you see guys, just flirt with them. You know what we have a tendency to do when we see a guy? We get intimidated and we look away. Don't look away, boo. Say hey. Hello, how are you? Excuse me, can you pass me that ice cream out that freezer you standing in front of, though? Yeah. And of course you don't have to do it like that, but I'm just saying. Just be a little flirty. Smile, wink, look. then look away. But make sure you get that eye contact first. Wink your eye. You can even wave. How are you today? Now, it could be a married man or it could be a single man. But when you first start out, initially, it's just going to be practice. You may not even want to talk to some of these guys, but just practice, being more feminine, being softer, giving men compliments, giving women compliments. This is all going to help your growth. And just, maybe getting some mental health counseling, life coaching sessions, saying affirmations to yourself, whatever it is that you need to help you heal and grow as a person. So again, you attract better quality men and or women into your life. Okay? So, this is me going to the post office to get my money order for my rent and stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to the post office. But again, even if you're just going to the corner store, be pretty. Again, you don't have to do like a full beat, but even a little tinted moisturizer, honey. A little tint. Just, even you out a little bit. And again, some people have flawless skin. So if you have flawless skin and you don't need no foundation, do you, boo? Do you? Ain't nobody mad at you. I'm glad you got flawless skin. Okay? So, do you? I'm glad you have flawless skin. But still, you can put a little lip gloss on. Little lip gloss, you be popping. Know what I mean? Get your little poppage on, boo. Get your little pop. Again, just going to the store. Just look pretty. Now, once you look pretty, you're going to have some options. Once you get you some options, if you have one that you like, you can't seem so desperate or anxious to be in a relationship with him or to be with him. You got to fall back a little bit and just and still entertain your other options, even if it's just over the phone. You don't have to go out on full-blown dates, but I don't think that you should put all your eggs in one basket and put all of your attention into one person unless and until you are engaged and or married. That's another mistake that some of us make if we want to be married. We're cooking, we're cleaning up, we sucking, and doing all the wifely duties without the wifely title. Even a conversation sometimes about that. And so if that's what you really want, and you've been in your relationship for 5-10 years and you're wondering why he still hasn't married you, he probably isn't, though. And I'm not trying to be mean. And I know that it does happen sometimes, but a lot of times it doesn't. Because their philosophy is why buy the cow, when I can get the milk for free. Or it's a situation where he just didn't want to be with you to begin with. So there's that. Maybe he was just manipulating and using you. No, that doesn't apply to everybody, but it does happen. So just be careful out here, y'all. But again, get you pretty on, get you some numbers, collect you, get you some options going. If you get that one, and after that 1 or 2 conversations, that's not the person for you, you next applicant, please. How you doing, sir? Okay. What's your name? Uh-huh. How old are you? Mm-hmm. So, you gotta qualify, because you can't find a good one if you won't qualify. So, cut your losses early. We stay way too long sometimes. So cut your losses. Get on up out of there. You ain't the one for me, boo. See you later. I hope everything works out for you. All right. Take care. God bless. That's how you got to do it. You got to just keep it moving and not let your feelings get all caught up. All right, y'all, let me go to the post office to get my money order before it gets too crowded, because I can't stand up too long, so I'm trying to go before, you know, it gets, there's a line. But I will do another video for y'all soon. Bye. Love y'all. See you next time. I do the piece both ways.